This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by McKee out here in the beautiful Miami, beautiful weather. We're inside but you can't feel it. But AJ, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Another day in paradise. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Let's start off with the reason we're in Miami. Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul. What do you make of it? These crossover bouts, YouTubers coming into boxing. I know you're an MMA star, but just your thoughts on this?
It's awesome, man. I think it's bringing a lot of entertainment back to boxing. Boxing kind of started to die out a little bit because MMA hopped on the scene, you know what I mean? And you just got so much more just brutal fights, you know what I mean? You got people just getting cut open, split open left and right. So I think it's awesome, you know what I mean? It's bringing a different aspect of entertainment into boxing. So I'm excited, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, Floyd's the best in the fucking world at what he does. So I'm not really worried about the fight for him. It's more of a money fight. The little got your hat trick pissed him off though. So that's gonna be intriguing to see how that plays out, you know. He stepped back and then he stepped up. That tells you you're dealing with a different monster. I don't know if you're ready to deal with it.
You mentioned we got your hat trick. The man behind that, Jake Paul, he's going to be facing someone who used to be in the UFC, Tyron Woodley. What do you make of that? And Jake obviously previously facing Ben Askren. This will be a couple of UFC fighters after it. What do you make of it?
Well, I felt like the Ben Askren fight was kind of handpicked. It's Ben Askren. Everyone knows. Do a wrestling match with Ben Askren and see what happens. You know what I mean? So it was a good fight for him, for Jake. Woodley is a different test now. You're talking about a UFC champion, power puncher. Yeah, he's on his way out. He's dealing with problems in his life, whatever's going on. But at the same time, once again, he pissed him off. So you might be waking up another beast I don't know if you're ready to deal with. And of course, I've known Woodley since I was like 8, 9 years old, so I gotta go with Woodley on that, you know what I mean? His last fight, I got to train with him for about a week, and I feel like we made a difference in his camp, you know what I mean? His last fight in the UFC, he went out there and actually tried to get it. And that's what I told him. I was like, yo, dog, like, just go out there, bite down and swing, you know what I mean? Give it all you got and just swing until you can't swing no more. And he ended up taking a fall while doing that, but I can respect that a lot more than going out there and not fighting, you know what I mean? So this fight, I'm intrigued for him and Jake. It's pissing him off. This might be the little fire that he needs to get under his skin to get him back on track.
Jake Paul made a point a couple of days ago when he was doing his kind of media tour ahead of his fight with Tyron, where he said he feels like we're seeing, you know, UFC fighters or MMA fighters in general just coming into boxing because there's more money involved. Jorge Masvidal, he echoed those calls when I spoke to him back in about February time. Do you see that? Do you see there just being more money in boxing in comparison to MMA?
Definitely. MMA is not so much of a sport yet, like everyone believes. It's more of entertainment at the moment. Boxing is established as entertainment and a sport. There's certain things and things that are just in aspect for boxers, you know what I mean, the MMA fighters don't have. But within the next couple of years, I believe MMA will get there. One step that would help by getting us there is unifying the belts. So after I beat up Patricio Pitbull, I'd like to go test my skills against some of the other best fighters in the world, just to show that I'm one of the elite fighters in the world at 145 pounds. So, like I said, Uncle Dana, hey.
That's what I was going to come on to next, you know, talking about when we can expect an announcement on your next outing.
My next title?
Your next outing, next time we be out. When can we expect an official announcement?
I don't know. I think we're trying to do it in LA. It would be nice to fight for a world title, $1 million in my hometown in LA, have all my friends, all my family there. So hopefully if everything goes as planned, we can get it put together and be out in LA with the next couple months and get that belt around my waist. You know, I've been waiting, what, 4 or 5 years for that thing now. So.
Final thing, obviously seeing all these crossover bouts, I know you're in the middle of your own career, so you may not be considering it at the minute.
I've already
but down the line,
I've already considered it.
So tell me then, will you do it at one point if it was offered?
The big merge with Showtime and Bellator was a big piece for me, especially with me being the star of Bellator, being homebred, and just grown through the organization. I'm looking forward to doing boxing. I feel it'll bring a different value for me into the sport. Especially if you get in fights like the money fight, you know what I mean? being undefeated is it's a mindset, it's a lifestyle. So crossing over into doing some boxing, I look forward to it. But once again, I don't know who I'm gonna fight and who's gonna want to fight me. What's there to gain for them fighting me? So that's the big chip that we gotta chip away at. Is who's gonna fight me and what do they believe they're gonna gain from fighting me? You know what I mean? We gotta get them an incentive, because even Pitbull, that's why he ignored me for so long. He gains nothing from fighting me. But at this point, he's backed in the wall. There's nowhere for him to run or hide. He has to face me, so it's time.
Right, AJ, just because I'm from the UK, just a final message to all of your fans back there. What would you like to say to them?
Man, if you're a bettor, go bet on a second round finish for Patricio Pitbull, and stay tuned, and let's get them belts unified. We're gonna keep doing things, big things.
AJ, thank you.
Thanks for having me.